He wasn't supposed to become a miracle. He wasn't born in chaos. He wasn't fighting poverty. He had everything. A stable home, a loving family. And one silent moment on a water slide almost ended his entire future. His name, Kaká, born into a stable Brazilian family. But before the moment that could have ended everything, we have to understand the world Kaká came from. His story doesn't begin with struggle. It begins with stability, discipline, strong family values. His father was an engineer, his mother a teacher. His childhood was filled with encouragement, faith, and the quiet confidence of a predictable life. And that's why what happened next is so powerful. From a young age, Kaká loved football, not for fame, not for attention, but for the beauty of the game. At São Paulo FC's youth academy, coaches noticed something rare, a calmness, a maturity far beyond his age. He wasn't shaped by desperation. He was shaped by guidance and purpose. By 18, he had already passed Brazil's university exams. A safe, bright future was waiting. Everything seemed secure. But all of that changed in a single second. In the year 2000, during a simple family vacation, Kaká went down a water slide. He slipped, twisted, and hit the bottom of the pool with terrifying force. Pain shot through his back. He had fractured a vertebra in his spine. People said, another centimeter, and he could have been paralyzed. His dreams, his career, his future, everything could have ended right there. But this is where God's faithfulness entered his story. As he lay recovering, doubtful, unsure, Kaká began to see his life differently. He understood how fragile everything truly was, and how protected he had been. He would later say he believed God saved him for a purpose, that this accident wasn't the end of his story, but the beginning of clarity. And then, the miracle. He healed, fully, completely, no lasting damage. His faith, that God's protection was greater than anything else. When he returned to the field, he wasn't the same. His calmness remained, but his purpose deepened. He trained with new passion, new gratitude. He decided to give everything to football, not because it was safe, but because he felt called to it. And God honored that faith. At 20, Kaká was called to Brazil's 2002 World Cup squad. Then came AC Milan, the place where God would elevate him higher than he ever imagined. In Italy, he shined with elegance, humility, intelligence. And then came the night the world will never forget. The 2007 Champions League semi-final. Rain pouring over the San Siro. AC Milan versus Manchester United. Kaká delivered a performance that felt almost heavenly, gliding past defenders, scoring iconic goals, controlling the match with supernatural calm. That night, he became the best player in the world. And through all the fame, all the trophies, all the spotlight, Kaká never pointed to himself. He pointed upward. Under his jersey, he wore the words, "I belong to Jesus." He never hid his faith. He never claimed perfection. He simply lived in gratitude for his upbringing, for football, and for the accident that revealed God's protection. because without that moment, he might never have discovered the purpose God placed on his life. Kaka's story isn't about escaping poverty. It's about recognizing God's faithfulness, even in the unexpected. It's about understanding that comfort doesn't protect us from life's twists, but God does. So now, the story turns to you. Maybe you're facing uncertainty. Maybe something knocked you down. Maybe life took an unexpected turn. Kaka's journey reminds us of one truth. God never wastes pain. God never abandons purpose. God never takes his hand off your life, not even for a second. Sometimes clarity comes after fear. Sometimes purpose comes through pressure. And sometimes what looks like the end is God preparing a new beginning. This was Kaka's story. A life protected, a calling revealed, a destiny shaped by God's faithfulness. And just like him, you were created for a purpose that no accident, no setback, and no unexpected moment can ever take away. If this story of faith and purpose spoke to your heart, we would love to hear from you. Leave a comment, share your thoughts, and let others feel encouraged too. And if you want more stories that lift your spirit and strengthen your faith, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Together, let's spread hope.